I guess that's what we'll be doing today is answering the question of now.
Is that how we open? That's a good way to open. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the New Basketball Podcast Show. Today we are, in fact, we are recording, right?
Yeah, we're on.
Today we're going to be doing the age-old basketball question that everybody likes to do. We're talking about Dirk, and we all went, man, he is kind of underrated. And then I was like, I don't really know where I'd put him. And then Dakota's like, I think he's top 20. I was like, isn't that insane? And so we just kind of like, well, what is our like top 25 or so? And so that's going to be this episode. We're going to not necessarily all just like say our rank and argue our point and be real first takey about it. We're going to try and make an aggregate vote pyramid. And,
because the tier system works for this type of thing.
It's a little more fitting.
It's a little more fitting than the list. It's a little less clickbaity, but it's a little more true to like what what like the real. Yeah, honestly.
Now we do have our own personal lists we did make.
Yeah, we all sat down.
I spent a good like 2-3 hours on it. Honest to God.
And all made our top 25 and a little bit past it. You have to go a little bit past it to know,
Yeah. So mine is on the left. Kane's is on the middle. Dakota's is on the right. Dakota, how do you feel about your list?
I don't like it. I'm looking at it again. I don't like it. I think I might have made it too quickly. I'm looking at
it's supposed to be off quick thing. It's not this stuff like, and together we're going to decide where we went wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's part of it.
I didn't try like too hard on this one, I'll admit. I just kind of put one together pretty quickly. And
I see you like Karl Malone. Interesting.
Look, man, I'm honest. Also, it's amazing. As soon as you said Karl Malone, I think a glass just broke.
That was so weird.
I'm not exaggerating.
Okay, so we all agree we can't include him, right?
All right, let's just ex-nay him from the.
So
he's really good, but
before we go too far into this, I want to know how you guys like your mental criteria. Like, what is it about a player that puts them on a list like this? For me, it is a mix of accolade and accomplishment with personal ability. But I weigh accolades and hardware maybe a little more than you both do. If you look on my list, everyone on my list is a champion. And most of them were the best player on the team when they became a champion as well, at least for one ring. I think to some degree it is important if we're talking about greatness, right?
Sure. Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. I mean, look, it's the top 25 players of all time. They're all going to have the hardware and they're all going to have like accolades and they're all going to have like, arguments for whatever. There's a couple of people just like quickly looking off the stuff. Like, I feel like some, you can obviously see who values what when you look at the list, kind of. Like what's more important. I do believe looking at these lists, I mean, they're not. I don't think any of this is like fucking clickbait or like hardcore. I don't think we did anything.
So sometimes when we do stuff like this, like I will put in.
I thought you were gonna do some crazy fucking stupid shit.
I really because I think this is a fun conversation that we've never actually had. So let's sit down for an hour. Let's hash it out a little bit. None of this is a joke. These are the only ones where I get a little more on is after like 22. Because that's some of that is just players that I only just like, I'm putting them there because I've seen some clips and I just know their stats. And more so, I know they need to be here over other players kind of thing.
Sure, I agree. Everything past the top 10 is more interesting than me because it's like the top 10, if we look at our top 10, they're all pretty similar. They like kind of are what they are.
Maybe a little different order, but
online, they're all going to be very similar to what these are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm more interested in the ordering after the fact. And there's some argument to be made in this top 10 that I'm about to make mainly for Timmy D. Yeah. Dude, Tim Duncan's got to be in that tier 1. I'm not going to fucking let it not happen.
And I'm 100%. I have that with Bill Russell that I really.
Yeah, you can see that. Look, because it is interesting because it's like, where do you put someone? I don't know if you also saw the clip of Jordan recently talking about the GOAT conversation. Basically, but I've heard him echo this before. But he's basically just like, how the hell can you put Bill Russell off the list? There's no way you can't. And he's barely, when we talk about the GOAT, you talk about LeBron, Jordan. Mine's a little clickbaity. I put Tim Duncan above Kareem, but it's pretty unanimous. People
you also
say Kareem,
you believe that.
I believe it. We'll talk about it in a bit. I believe it. But people also, like Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, Bill Russell, Magic
That's the
Johnson,
three people talk
Tim
about
Duncan,
now. But people
Larry
also,
Bird,
you're saying
Shaq.
saying Bill because you talk to me too much. People don't put Bill in that like top.
No, that's true. They don't. You are right because it's old.
Because he's old, and it's not. I'm not saying like, and I don't get why. It's like, yeah, he stopped playing in like 1970, right? Like, it's okay.
Yeah, on my list, you'll see I have like I believe 4 players that played before the 80s on my list, which is like probably not correct.
Which is also I don't even know if you, and it's the problem where like you're putting him there because you think it's right, and it's like I don't even know if you believe that. You know what I mean? And I feel about that way.
Yeah, before specifically we're talking about, I put like Oscar Robertson there, and it's like I've got to put Oscar up in there. But it's like,
and I want to have a conversation.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know
didn't
about that.
fucking see it or know about it. I just see the box score.
And so Dakota, where are there any picks
One of
for
my
you
bigger, I had an interesting criteria thing that y'all were talking about. And one of my things was just imagining this player in today's NBA, because I just think the amount of talent in the NBA now is pretty insane. Like dudes that are coming off the bench are hitting shots that like we would be like Michael Jordan. Like we talk about it for ages, and you'll just see somebody like, I don't know, do like Ryan Rollins will just do some spin into the paint and hit like a crazy fader. That like nobody was doing that. That was like the 5th best player on the team for a long time. So like the talent in the NBA is ridiculous now. So what I'd like to do is I like to imagine these guys kind of in the current NBA and how they would fit and how good they would be, just because I think that was a way that I just was picturing it in my mind. So I was like struggling to put some people that were like I was like, all right, I think Hondo, like you were saying, is pretty badass, but I'm just like, I wonder if he would be as badass playing against this level of like athleticism and size and stuff like that. So like, and then I think some players would actually be significantly better in today's NBA than they were back then. Like I think Larry Bird would be fucking ridiculous in today's NBA. He only shot a couple threes per game. Like if he's in today's NBA, my goodness, the shit he would do, you know? So like, there's just some things that I thought about like that where just, I thought it was interesting, but I don't know. Maybe that's like the bad way to think about it, but it's just what I'm watching now. So that's kind of how I contextualize my list.
Me doing my list, I literally did the opposite. Like 100%. I tried to, because it is impossible. It's a thing. You can like compare generation next to generation pretty easily in the way we're like prime Braun never faced off against like SGA and Luka. Like duh. You know what I mean? Not like real in his stride.
Prime
Miami
Braun never even faced off against Kobe.
Right. Sure.
Like, really. You know what I mean? In a playoff series.
You can be like, but the eras are close enough that we know we can at least compare them. But like Kobe and Magic Johnson, I think it is too far. Even if they're like touching, it's too far. So I just don't think it's worth it because they practice different. It's all contextual. Right. And that's where I think we can start. We're going to start top down. Tier 1. We can either have tier 1 be 2 players or we can have it be 1. And I think that's the discussion instead of who belongs to be up there. Because
tier 1 to me is bigger than 2 players. Just because we have a 4 to 5 thing, but like I understand what you're saying. Yes. If it was to be 2 players, it is obviously who the exclusive 2 are because
Bill Russell.
So wait, hold on. Let me see. You had me and Austin both have LeBron over Jordan. Yeah. I'm not like crazy about that take either. I'm not like fucking diehard insane. I could go Jordan.
No, I let the media bias get to me. I do think Braun's a better player, but I just also it's like, damn, dude, 3 championships in a row, then 3 championships in a row. That's just unfathomably good. And then you look and it's like sick. He went through a gauntlet of players. So like, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's
sick. It's sick.
Yeah, it's interesting. And then just the way
same reasons why you would like
scoring average and it's like his playoff scoring average and the shit like that, where it's just like, especially the way he turned it up defensively. Now he also got a lot of calls, but everybody on this list basically got a lot of calls. I mean, it's the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Curry.
What's interesting is that the same reason you would like the reasons that you would list for why Jordan is the GOAT, you would use that as ammo also against why LeBron's not the GOAT. You know, because they're so opposite in what you would say. You know what I mean? And vice versa. You'd be like, well, Jordan doesn't have the longevity at all, dude. Like LeBron did so much more. Look at all he did for everyone. You know. But the opposite.
I like your dad's take. I mean, it's not the craziest take in the world, but your dad's been telling us since we were like 5 that Jordan left the league because of a gambling situation.
I'll make one odd point before we go too far. I think we talk about Michael Jordan right now and the way people must have talked about Bill Russell in the 80s is that it was the beginning of people that just didn't watch him play. And we're like, yeah, LeBron, like, we're like, yeah, we think LeBron's a better player, like, obviously, but, you know, like, Jordan was him. But now, when we look at Russell, it's like, yeah, but the league, like, wasn't even competitive. I think in, like, 30 years, people are going to say, yeah, the 90s just, like, wasn't that competitive. Like, the Bulls were just super dominant. Michael Jordan was clearly the best player. Everybody had to catch up. So maybe I think he'll kind of get discredited in the future. I think it'll start. And I think you already started seeing it happen. The whole done with the 90s stuff. I think it's happening. But that's in a couple of years. Like Jordan and Bron, it's them. And if I was to add a third player up there, I would personally put them. But
the only disagreement I would have with what you're saying is that Jordan did that super smart thing where he just dropped that documentary in the middle of COVID to remind all of us that, like, oh yeah, he was really good at basketball. And like, what was that? What was it called
and to
again?
Discredit Pippen, which
he basically just like ripped everybody and then just was like, yeah, I'm the best. And I also remember, do you remember the saddest like FU tour of all time? It was like Luke Longley and Scottie Pippen and like one other dude were like, yeah, we're going to tell the real story of the Bulls. And they went on like tour in America. Yeah. I don't know if they ever actually like sold tickets.
Or something. Yeah.
Yeah. It was just such a sad little crew of dude just being like, no, Jordan wasn't all the way right. But I don't know. I kind of see what you're saying, but I think his tape is a little more accessible and just Jordan has talked about like God. And I just don't think anyone else is going to get that no matter how like far away from what we get. It just seems like he's still just in that like that level.
Yeah, probably. Maybe
the shoes and stuff, you know, like Russell would have like the Russells 01s or something, you know.
Yeah. What's up,
for tier one? If it's either those two guys, or for opening up the Bill Russell, I believe Kareem also has to be there, and I think Tim Duncan does too, but y'all can argue that against it. But if you're going to put Bill Russell, I think Kareem should be there also. So it's either those two guys or you're opening it up the floodgates.
No, I think
we just do too.
I'm okay with just those two guys also. Because that's a pretty fair, clear tier break for me.
I would like to put Kareem in there, but I can see why we wouldn't. It just seems like
I
think the thing he had that made him so like you know, mystic or whatever, it was because he had that scoring record. Now that Bron took it from him, it does feel like his stock has dropped a little bit for some reason. Like it used to be like, okay, there's Jordan, there's LeBron, and then there's Kareem. Like everybody was like, it's these three. And then now since Jordan or Bron took that record, it does seem like he's talked about less in that conversation. Which I think is a little silly because he's pretty insane.
He no longer has any of the longevity conversations. I think the problem for Kareem when you're talking about him is that a lot of his titles, which is important once you get to like top 3 ever, he wasn't necessarily the best player on the team. Like he was incredible throughout all of the 70s. Got the Bucks a title. Good God.
Dude, that's why I'm at with that. Dude, Kareem, if whatever tier you're gonna put Kareem in, you've got to put fucking Tim Duncan in.
I think so. I think they have very similar.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I'll actually say
also, I don't want to be too exclusive with these tiers because it's like
not really.
I think tier 1 should be an exclusive club.
Tier 1, I'm okay being very exclusive.
Tier 1 needs to be those two because
I think we're talking basketball. Tier 2, like I'm just gonna say some names. Tell me where I go crazy.
Okay.
Bill Russell, Kareem, Tim Duncan, Magic, Larry Bird.
And no more.
End,
done.
Or
I think that's it.
And really, maybe. What do you think, Dakota? Who are you going to say next?
I mean, that's interesting. I was almost thinking tier 2 was going to be like the 3 through 10, like that next mix.
Yeah, I'm okay with like if you want the say Shaq.
I think it's like 7.
I would say that's fair.
Yeah, I would almost, like, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking almost like a Shaq or a Will.
I think because of what Shaq's career is, he isn't. I don't think he's the same caliber of player and legacy as a Tim Duncan who defined his team and culture. Yeah. Kareem,
like Magic.
Yeah, Magic literally ran the team for decades, made the Lakers what they are. No ifs, ands, or buts. It was him in the 80s. Larry Legend, bro. People thought he was the GOAT for a long time until some kid named Jeffrey Jordan showed up. But like, I don't know. I think it's got to be the people that were talked about as if they might be the GOAT. Like it might just be them. And Shaq may have been in like 2001, but
agree.
like.
So here's terrifying though, man.
So we definitely agree that Kareem should be on there. We definitely agree that Tim Duncan, Magic, and Larry Bird belong on there.
You have me I would Duncan a little lower than you, but I have him 8. So I can.
I feel like
I mean that's the cutoff though. Like that lines up perfectly with mine. I would put Curry in there. That's my only one.
If Curry's in there, Shaq is.
That's what I'm saying. I think Curry and Shaq. I feel like they're in that tier 3. They're in that like Curry, Shaq, Olajuwon, that kind of like next little tier. I would personally put Wilt in the tier 2. I just think he's like, I mean, yes, he had. I don't know, he didn't win as much, but like, my God, dude, he's one of the most incredible athletes in history, and like he went up against just this super team with Bill Russell and 6 other Hall of Famers every single time. Red Auerbach was cheating his ass off. Like, he had some good teams, don't get me wrong. They had some really good teams, but like, I mean, they had to create a super team to even beat that team. But like, it is, I don't know, Wilt is, when you just think about how freaky good he is, how big he is, how like, I just think of him in like today's game and it would just be insane. Like, you just run the floor, he would be terrifying. He just
I know what you're saying. I just don't think he belongs on that same level.
No, because he was too individually concerned to be the greatest of all time basketball player. And if I have to accept that Curry is a tier below that group of players, I'm okay with that. Because I don't think Shaq is. I think Shaq is in the same conversation as Wilt.
So
an incredible, phenomenal player, but just not.
So you don't. I think Shaq. God, that's so tough. Shaq's where the cutoff is. So I think Curry could miss it, but if we want to put Shaq in the tier 2, I'm not like against that, because we just talked about how we love the 3-peat, and he did a cool 3-peat. He didn't do it twice, right? But fucking so dominant during it, like his MVP's years, he's just. But it's fair. It's not quite the same level. So I've talked myself out of it. I think I just talked myself out
because
of it.
What you're talking about,
like when you just look at the Wilt thing is crazy, man. I mean,
if you want to talk about them being the best players, like of all, like at their prime, they were the best player in the league, no fans or buts. That's the rest of them too, but they were also a team leader. You know what I mean? Like Shaq never comes across to me as, all right, guys, I'm gonna get us back into this game as a group, as a unit. Shaq is head down, go to work. I'll win the game for us. And I think that's the difference of the players. The upside for Shaq is that he could do it, and it was just him doing it. And so could Wilt. But that's why teams like typically were like, oh my God, I'm sick of Wilt. Shaq moved around a lot once he wasn't incredible anymore. Once he wasn't the Shaquille O'Neal. You know what I mean? There's got to be something to that.
Putting Shaq up there in the Celtics jersey is blasphemy.
That's hilarious. That is funny.
On ESPN.
At least give him we can change the color around. We can give him a Heat jersey. You don't have to get him funny. But yeah,
I don't know. I can see. If we're gonna do it, let's keep it to where it's maybe Shaq is in the tier 3, but
he should be.
I'm fine with that.
I would still debate Wilt, just the 4-time MVP, 2-time champ. I mean, the career rating
seems like a tier 2 guy. I'm okay.
It's just like 30 points per game, 22 rebounds per game is freaky. That's the that's a career average. Like
I'll be honest too. If they track blocks back in the day, I am fairly confident he would be the block leader, and by some margin.
So we just want Larry Bird,
and then tier 2's done, right?
Yeah,
and Kareem.
Because Wilt has.
Oh, we don't have Kareem in there either.
Yeah,
bro.
Larry Bird and Kareem, and then tier 2.
The thing for me is that
this is what these guys just have, that legend status. Like Wilt, the guys were putting in tier 2, I think. And Wilt's in that for me.
I think for greatness, Wilt he's not there. Where did you put Wilt on your list?
I have him
7. Okay, never mind.
I've got Wilt 15. I'm pretty disrespectful.
Yeah, bro. Okay.
I could have gone a little higher.
15 might be a little crazy.
I could have gone a little higher, but
yeah, I saw 15. I thought that was.
I mean, I've got Jerry West above him. I got KG above him.
Real. Hey. Jerry West above Wilt.
I've got Hakeem above him.
I think
these are all. I mean, look, I don't know.
Jerry West above Wilt is asinine. That's insane.
Hey man, I'm
Jerry West only got his champion.
Together. All right, so then tier 2, we're definitely saying Shaq. Then I'm Curry for sure. I'm with you, dude. Curry for sure.
Yeah, if Curry's not tier 2, he's the best player in tier 3 in my eyes.
So I'll just say it.
I'm okay with being wrong on that.
I want to go back real quick. And we have, because he's going to have to be in this tier. Otherwise, we're really whatever. We didn't say Kobe's name.
No, Kobe's a tier 3.
We didn't say Kobe. We didn't even talk about it, like, because we all didn't want to talk about it because we all think he's a tier 3.
He's a firm tier 3, and that's fair.
Dude, being on a Curry, Kobe, Shaq, that's a super fucking.
We all have Kobe exactly at the same area, which is that 9 to 11 range. That 10, he's just kind of, that's where he's around. Like it's not insulting at all to him.
It's not insulting
at all to be a top 10 greatest player of all time.
To be above, some of the greatest names in the league ever. Sure. He gets, I don't know how much of it's lowered by him just like being kind of a bad person. But
there's some of that.
That's one of those things. It's like if you love Kobe, if you hate him, it kind of depends on how you rank him. If you love him, Kobe Bryant's like a top 5 player
because people like him as well. Like it goes in both directions.
I'll say this though, some of it too is that Michael Jordan just had a different media era. Michael Jordan's the same level of a shithead. Kobe, they're both punch your team.
Terrible person as well. If you've
but that's like everybody agrees with that shit. Right.
So hold on. So is there now? I'll let Dakota say a name. Who's a tier 3 player?
Yeah,
tier 3. So looking at these guys, I mean, Hakeem to me is an obvious tier 3
I totally
player.
second that. I totally agree.
I think that's just he has to be there.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Like
I agree with that.
I would honestly, I could even be okay with that just being tier 3. To be brutally honest,
I don't
crazy.
I don't think that's fucking crazy either.
Like I feel like those guys are like right above the next.
Crazy.
I feel like they're right above the next level of players.
If this was how the pyramids in Giza were built, it would fall and crumble.
I know it sucks, but Austin, I think, but like it's true though, because the names that you're about to say next, I don't think should be standing next to these guys.
No, they should be
next to Hakeem.
Let's try. We'll let Austin try one though.
Tier 3s are players that may not have ever been the singular best player in the league at their time for one reason or another. Hakeem, was he the best player in the eras he won, or in the years he won? Yes. Was it because Jordan left? Yeah. Yes. So I don't know. Maybe I would put KD in here. He's probably
same conversation. He was probably I think he could have been the best player in the world for like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
maybe he was. I don't know, and it's hard. Here we go. Here's my first true head ass.
Put Katie there.
It's Rick Barry.
No, fuck no.
He's so good. He was so good.
So don't do it.
He was so good. He was so good.
I'm okay with him being the start of the next tier, of tier 4.
He's a bad person, Shake. You shook. All right, that's all right.
Kevin Durant is so close to being in there. He really.
I know. I want to put him in there.
At the Rockets jersey,
but it's just not right. Kevin Durant is not the same as Steph Curry.
Is it his legacy?
He's not the same as Shaq. He's not the same as Kobe.
But that's where.
But he's like as good as them basketball. He could be better than them. Like just watching KD, it's insane. I remember watching him on the Warriors and being like, "This might be the best player I've ever seen play." Like there was
talent-wise, that's a thing. Absurd. But was he the best player in the world because he's KD, or is he the best player in the world because he was opened up by Steph Curry?
He was really good at OKC before.
So I mean, I think that's when he was the best player in the world. It was like 2013 to 20.
Was when he was.
It's still Warriors years too. Probably 2013 to 2017.
Yeah, but he did his damage.
LeBron was,
he did his damage when he got opened up by Curry.
So we're saying Kevin Durant.
Curry went and got another one in 22. So it really is that.
I'm okay with that. You want to put Rick Barry, which is interesting because I want to say some stuff. I don't think Rick Barry is going to stand up next to a couple of the names we're about to say either.
Rick Barry has the most impressive singular championship ever.
Nope.
He had the worst team to go win a championship. He soloed that shit. I'm telling you so confidently. He had just his team that he won a ring with, not very good.
Before we put him on,
you could
hold
say
on.
like,
we can put him on right now if we want. Let's just go ahead and put Rick Barry on now. But then we'll say all the names in a row after, and we'll just see if it makes sense.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. And if I get denied him, that's okay. I think he's a little high on my list. TB.
Tier 4. Does Nikola Jokic go there?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I think this is where we hit the like.
This is where we hit a lot of players, probably.
This is
this is where we can hit one and done players, maybe two, or players that just aren't done yet. Like Jokic will probably be
end up in tier 3.
Tier 3 once it's done, and we can take an actual look at his legacy, bro. Rick Barry was so goddamn good.
Sure.
I agree.
Let's put Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I think Giannis gets in there. I think this is where we knock out like Giannis, Dirk, Kawhi.
I think if we
Jerry West,
David Robinson.
Yeah. Oh.
Isn't that high for him?
More tier 4. He seems like a tier 4 guy.
This is tier 4. Do you mean tier 5?
Oh yeah, tier 5. Sorry. Yeah.
Do you think David Robinson's on the same click as Jokic and KD?
I don't think so.
He's on the same one as Giannis.
I don't think he is, man.
All right, then Giannis ain't here. That's my new opinion.
I mean, he's got the same. He's literally got the same hardware.
That's true.
But maybe more accolade. Well, obviously more accolade. His career's over. You know what I mean? But so it's not fair.
Yeah, Giannis didn't get anything else. I think Jokic. The difference though,
Giannis could easily get something else, man. He's still pretty young.
Not as a.
He could easily get something else, dude. He could easily
what are you talking about, dude?
He could easily.
He's 31 years old, man. He's gonna be good for the next like 5 years.
He won't be the bus driver on the next team he wins with. If he won again. He could get more All NBAs.
Okay, so hold on.
That I agree with.
So Giannis, tier 4, Joker, KD,
I'm putting Kawhi here.
Jerry West.
Yeah, I'm putting Kawhi. I'm putting Jerry West here.
I would put Jerry.
I'm stopping my ground and putting Dirk Nowitzki here.
Okay, you're gonna
Dirk's
give me
here. Dwayne Wade's got to be there.
You know what? Okay, here's my scale for 70s players. I will shoot Rick Barry. That's fine. I don't think he is on that level because I realized I really only want one 70s player in here, and it's got to be Willis Reed. This one, foot down. This is where he belongs. He is that same level of important player.
Oh, you know what? Let's say it too, Austin. What we were talking about before. Moses Malone isn't on any of our lists.
Oh God, yeah, we need to talk about that
guy.
No, different Malone.
That's different Malone.
No, they're both bad guys.
No, he's also a bad guy. I actually didn't know that. Dude,
he's so underrated we don't even know.
I'm pretty sure Moses or my dad just didn't like him, so it's
okay. I'm looking at Moses Malone.
This is purely from the brain of my father, Alan Connor. He does not like Moses Malone.
He was arrested on complaints from his ex-wife.
Yeah, I like Kawhi there. I think we like Jerry West show. If we like, does Dirk really belong in this category, or is there the next tier of like Dirk, Wade, and KG?
I would So
I don't hate that at all. Actually,
I would put. How about this? Dirk and Rick Barry are on the same level. Thoughts?
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
You are
now we're getting somewhere.
Rick Barry's off tier 4 and on.
We can
5.
move him away. Willis Reed. I don't want to just get away from that.
Who's
By the way,
that?
Moses Malone.
I'm looking at Willis's reads like I just didn't watch him enough, so I just can't give any sort of take on it. But it doesn't seem like he has enough of the. But I mean, I don't know.
His accolades.
This is where we're like really picking hairs.
So
I understand, but 2-time Finals MVP.
We're also at the point too.
MVP Willis Reed.
Real Kawhi is going to be the one guy on this. Also, this next the tier that he's on that's like not going to have the counting stats, and he's probably not going to have enough selections. And it's going to look weird at the end that he's so high up, you know? And I wonder if his legacy is going to start to trail off.
I mean,
because there's less and less of that stuff you can look at.
I think to me,
it's the defensive player of the years that are huge for his like not being a center and doing that. Like it really helps his legacy. I think.
Yeah.
To me, on Kawhi,
not a lot of these guys have the defensive player of the year on this list.
The Finals
like,
MVPs
really,
also.
Yeah, like
to me for Kawhi,
Toronto, I mean,
he's not a tier 5 player that we're moving up. He's a tier 3 player that just didn't get the stats.
Get there.
Yeah,
because
that's so good.
Because when you watch him, he's so good. He's so crazy efficient at everything he does. He's just in the right spot. He's so smart. He's such a good guy. and with no controversies.
The two finals MVPs are huge, and the two.
Any player with 2 finals MVPs needs to be is tier 4 plus. No offense or buts, they have to be there. I don't. It's too to get into that position and be a clearly best player or Andre Iguodala is like.
I was about to say, God, I wish he had one more. I wish he somehow had one
so
more.
do I. But if he did, wouldn't that be incredible?
He'd be a tier 4 guy.
So he'd be a tier 4, and I'd have to put him there.
We're okay with Kawhi, Jerry West, Joker, KD, Giannis. Is there anyone else that we want to put in tier 4? I'm gonna say we don't think we don't think Wade, we don't think KG, we don't really think Dirk, we don't think David Robinson.
Bro,
I feel like they all.
This is all the next tier. That's all the next tier.
I feel like tier 5 is going to be massive. Tier 5 is going to be like 15 players.
If you guys are saying
Allen Iverson in that too.
If you guys are saying absolutely no way to Willis Reed, that's fine. I will say I'm out, but I think he goes.
I'm not insane about it, but like, I'm not saying absolutely no way. I just don't know.
It's okay if you want to say I don't really know, and it's fine. But like,
I just don't really know. I mean, like he doesn't have the killing stats, but at the same time, we did put Kawhi in here, and he has the exact same stuff as Kawhi, basically.
The case for Willis Reed is that he was the absolute leader of that team. It's like he was the captain. It's my favorite NBA clip of all time is him literally dragging his leg out into the finals of Game 7 into Madison Square Garden and then making one shot and calling him out. And then the Knicks were like, easiest win of our life. He didn't even have to play. He was so fucking inspiring. You can't put a stat on inspiring.
All right, I don't know. We're fine with it.
He's also a monster defender.
Though,
on a real note, he was a very good defender.
Just because we're kind of how we're looking at things. Say Shea wins MVP, wins the championship, wins finals MVP this year. Does he immediately pop into he goes tier 3?
I think so. Bro, that puts him above Jokic.
Yeah, it does.
It has to.
Wow. I don't think he's better than Jokic, but he would have the accolades to put him. It's just it's hard for me to say that.
Does he? He would only have one more championship.
Yeah, but it's just that
two less MVPs.
But in 2 years to go back-to-back MVPs, back-to-back final MVPs, back-to-back championships.
We have to include the context of everything on that too.
Yeah, that's insane.
Like with everybody. The back-to-back in this current era, in current day, is impressive. It is different. People can't do that now, apparently.
I did say, let's put him on the radar. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't think he's on the pyramid.
What about this?
He's not even on the pyramid.
What if he doesn't? What if he never wins another championship again?
Then
depends how many stats he ends up with and how many other things. Like he could get another MVP without winning a championship. Like he will get another MVP.
He will get another MVP.
Yeah,
he might not get another championship.
So if you get 2 MVPs, you kind of become a top.
I think at the end of this year, it should be a real conversation for him to be looked at in our next year. If you guys want to go ahead and move on to it.
Yeah. I'm okay.
Yeah. What it really is for me for him is it's too early. He's 27, right?
Yeah.
It's in the same way. None of us have talked about Luka. Luka and Shea, probably not that different career-wise. If anything, Luka's probably a lot better, realistically. But Shea is a proven finals winner. He's got it. So there's something to it. And Shea feels so dominant right now. Right now specifically. Shea on the court has the same effect of watching Wemby and watching Jokic, where once he's back on, the team game plan changes entirely. And they do that for Luka, but I don't think it's at the same level. I don't know. Maybe I'm a head ass. I'm self-admitted. I don't love Luka.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of a shithead. So,
and even as it literally stands right now, just like as it is, I can't rightfully put Shea above David Robinson. He has Robinson has more shit than Shea has. He's MVP also. More. Yeah, he doesn't have more than Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade's got more. That's
interesting. Yeah.
So right now, I just can't put him above those guys. Dirk's got more. I feel like it's worth more.
Dirk doesn't have that much more.
at the moment, everyone
right
agrees
now,
that
right now,
championship's
SGA
worth more than last year's.
I don't think
SGA's.
so. What I would say right now, SGA's career trajectory is to be a tier 5, right?
Oh wait, guys, we're forgetting about Oscar Robinson, doesn't he?
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't done Big O yet. I was about to mention him.
I think we gotta.
Tier
4. But it's got to be a tier 4.
I'm okay if it goes tier 5 because I don't care either. I've already said this.
I'll say this about Big O. He was a leader on the Kings, which is already, or the Royals, but they became the Kings. Already a bad sign. I think he is the Russell Westbrook of his era in a lot of ways. That team was never that good when it was just him. They were the top offensive team a lot of the years where he was running it and running his MVP seasons. They were the worst defensive team. And to my memory, it wasn't that close. They, as a team, really struggled. He only, in his defense, he never had like that second fiddle to really play with that everybody in that era getting the championships, even then, still did. Wilt, kind of the only exception. He was just that good. But Wilt looked a lot better once he played with Elgin Baylor and Jerry West. And Havlicek played with Bill Russell for most of the career, you know? Meanwhile, Oscar Robertson didn't get a good backup until he got Kareem. And then he finally won, but Kareem was 100% better than him at that point. Not arguable. He was pretty old. No hate. He was just old.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sold on Big O. Clearly, I've missed something because a lot of the players of that era really were high on him. So maybe I'm just wrong. This is
Austin
one of
just
my.
Swayed me. I'm okay with Big O being tier 5.
I think he should be tier 5. He's just not on the level for what the rest of these players have done, where they led a championship run, right? Maybe not Jerry West as much, but he really was that good through the 60s. You just don't feel it that much because of Bill. But yeah, Big O was very good, but he didn't run a championship. And he really didn't ever get close either. As opposed to every.
I just don't have the passion to fight that, honestly.
And that's okay.
I'll put him down to tier 5. I do think we really might be fucking up not putting Moses Malone in one of these. He's
tier 5. Shit, we want Dirk.
That's a lot.
Yeah, probably Dirk.
We want Dwayne Wade.
Also, for Moses Malone, he won MVP on 2 different teams.
Yeah.
This
is the Kevin Garnett right here.
Yep, this is the
Kevin Garnett.
I think this is the Charles Barkley, the Dr. J, the David Robinson.
This is where the
Barkley there though.
This is where the big change on mine goes. Is that I just have no one on here, no one on my list is ringless, and I don't know if that's just unfair. But there's a lot of really good players in the NBA, and at some point there are those that got one, and there are those that just didn't quite get there. And if you listen to Barkley talking about the tape, it's him saying he got to the finals and he's like, all right, I'm just not better than Jordan. And damn, bro, that's just the hill he didn't make it. That's not to say Charles Barkley isn't good. He probably does need to be on tier 5. He's just not on my list. But
I think he's definitely at that, but he's really, really, really good.
I think Barkley's probably the best player to not get one. That's my opinion, from what I've seen.
I mean, when you're an MVP,
it's him or Chris
11 All-NBAs, 11 All-Stars. And I mean, I think the Olympic golds get a little overused
guys,
sometimes.
Where's Chris Paul?
That's the one thing that gets me
Where's
bad.
Chris Paul?
People do the Olympic gold medal things. It's like, all right, you were good enough to be on a team that if you put any Americans at the time, they would have whooped everyone's ass. Like, it's kind of I'm a little like, because people always use that as a debate for Carmelo Anthony being better than he is. It's like, all right, dude, I don't think they needed Carmelo Anthony on that team to win the gold medal. Not trying to be an asshole, but I think they would have been just fine if Melo sat down.
I have a question. Does that ever hurt Tim Duncan's legacy conversation at all? Is that a thing that people care about? I guess Tim Duncan doesn't care about his fucking legacy. That he
doesn't give a fuck about his legacy.
Yeah, he doesn't care. So it just doesn't matter.
It just doesn't matter.
Yeah, so whatever.
Yeah, I think this tier 4 list
because it's a boon to Manu Ginobili's fucking legacy, dude.
I think we have to put
sick.
I think we have to put.
So wait, Manu
Scottie
tier 5
Pippen on here. Scottie Pippen has 6 championships. I mean, like, he's one of the better defenders of all time. When Jordan sat out, it's not like he was a bad basketball player. He still took them to the playoffs. Like, he's a really, really, really good basketball player. I know he played second fiddle, but second fiddle on the best team in history is still, like, really good.
I agree with Pippen going here. At some point, he also was the second best player on the team that got 2 3-points. Like, the end. And Michael Jordan didn't win shit until Pippen got there. End of conversation.
Yep. Pippen has to be here for me. I don't even think it's a...
But I have one more classic player. One more from an era that you don't care about.
Kevin Garnett also show if you could.
Oh, yeah.
KG should be on here. I'm going to say this is where John Havlicek should go at the least. He does get a little inflated off of playing with Bill Russell because he has 8 championships, and that is kind of fake. But 11 All-NBAs, 8-time All-Defensive, and he won after Bill Russell retired. 1 Finals MVP, and he got a second one. He has 2 rings without Russell is a big deal. He became the leader of the Celtics.
No, that's a damn good take.
I'll say that's a better fucking resume than most of the people in tier 4, TBH.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, what it is to me is it's not.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
It would literally be like, it is almost the exact same as if Scottie Pippen, after Michael Jordan retired, was like, I'll go get 2. And he just became the leader of that team and won 2 championships after.
I'll say you swayed me. That's a great argument. I was ready to argue about you with some stuff here. But...
I'm also I think Havlicek is one of those players that is not talked about quite enough. I don't know if he's like better than Jerry West. It's whatever. Like, that's kind of a dumb conversation to have, to be honest. They had a lot of respect for each other.
No love for George Mikan.
I was honestly thinking, is there?
Yeah.
I do think we have to get whatchamacallit.
We can put him like somewhere else. It's okay.
I don't care. I don't care.
I'm not
probably a bad guy. He's probably a bad person.
No, he started the ABA. He's not a bad guy. He's dumb.
Oh, he's a good guy.
No, he's dumb.
He's Why would
he do idiot. That? He ruined basketball for like a decade. Yeah.
So I will say, I think this puts us at 25 with Havlicek.
So we're saying Havlicek over AI.
Yep, I would. Jesus Christ.
And Dwayne. Oh, no, D-Wade's
No, D-Wade's got to be in there.
D-Wade should be in here. I put D-Wade in over KG. That would be the first player I would ditch.
No, I have an argument to say D-Wade in tier fucking 4. But
is David Robinson in here?
I want to hear that.
Wait, where's
his
David
2006
Robinson?
championship fucks, bro. And then he also has the Heatles championships. He's got the counting stats, and he's got like the most blocks for a guard ever. He's just a cool fucking dude.
Wait, we're missing
his
David
shoes
Robinson.
Fucked.
Is he shoes fucked?
He's married to Gabrielle Union.
Is D-Wade held back by injury? Is that a thing? Isn't there a thing like where
he's held back by playing with LeBron and Shaq?
Honestly, he's held back by 2000. Yeah, they do.
And it's also the fact that, yes, that championship was awesome, but he also averaged like 30 free throws a game, so people hold that against him. I mean, the NBA just gave him that ship. Let's be real. That's one of the more handed championships maybe of all time, other than like when the Lakers beat the Kings and there was that really, really questionable series that happened back then. But I don't know. I think Elgin Baylor on this list? Did we get him in there?
Elgin Baylor, I wouldn't put him in here.
Not either. Isaiah Thomas isn't either.
Yeah, Baylor, those are some of the big ones we're missing.
Thomas is one we're missing.
James
Allen Iverson.
As the Pistons guy.
No, Allen Iverson we're missing aggressively. I really think. I mean, Isaiah Thomas is bad miss.
David Robinson.
Yeah, that's the one I kept saying.
This is. I think I texted. This is going to be a top 32
on the tier
over
5,
a top 25.
But yeah,
just off of this. I think
I would personally throw Steve Nash in there, but I know you guys would not do that. So he's just a 2-time MVP.
He was that guy, right? Like he's not
2-time MVP, got a shit ton of assists, got a bunch of wins. He just never won the big one.
Never put it together. Yeah,
never won the big one.
And that should hold him out of tier 4. I don't know if it does hold him out of tier 5 though.
No, it should hold him out of tier 4, not tier 5.
Yeah, that's what he's in that weird thing where it's like stop.
Yeah, you fucking go. Yes. That's what's up, dude. Allen Iverson Fox, bro. He's so cool.
I'll say this, and I don't think it's a bad thing either. Is the culture that he brought in, does that help with him being on a GOAT tier list? Because he is so memorable, because his style was fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it does. Yeah.
Like watchability has to help.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. Yeah.
He
I mean,
dragged
he was so
pretty
fucking
rough
liked
team
too.
to the finals too.
Oh,
that was not a good basketball team.
No, and I know he was good. It was just like, yeah, I don't know.
And he was like good before he was in the NBA, and we knew about him in high school. And we knew about him at fucking Georgetown. Like we knew about him.
He was a commodity.
He was fucking sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So damn good list. I feel really good about this.
All right, we're 26. No,
I do feel pretty good about this one.
I think we still could use a David Robinson.
David Robinson for sure has to be it. The Admiral has to be in there for me.
I think
David Robinson and Isaiah Thomas would be my last.
And I would also throw Isaiah Thomas in there as well.
Yeah,
I think Isaiah Thomas has done more damage.
Stockton, man, it really is. He literally leads the NBA in two of the five most important categories. He leads the league in assists and steals. That's like two of the five most important counting stats. He leads it in. That's a really.
But if we say that those numbers are fake and made up, it's fine.
And real quick, the players that we believe
he also claims some things are fake and fake.
Right now. That's true. Right now in the league, who can jump in these tiers? SGA, Luka.
Playing right now actively?
Yeah, who could
at least make it to tier 5?
Yeah, when
right.
Yes,
that's the right Isaiah Thomas. You nailed it, Show.
That's fine. Look up Isaiah Thomas on the Pistons.
That's the right one. That little fella.
It's ISIA.
Luka.
Oh, all these spellings. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Wemby, obviously.
Wemby will. I would be very shocked if Wemby.
Will Ant end up in the top 25 all time?
I think you could make a debate for Tatum if he just
Tatum. Yeah, well, Tatum hang it up as a top 25 player of all time.
Yes.
It's not impossible.
What's up?
Yeah, I don't think it's impossible either. Tatum for sure could, because Tatum's. I mean, he could win this year.
Yeah, I know. Like you could say
he could be Finals MVP this year.
Cooper Flag, of course, obviously.
No, I think it's too early to say
that. It's too early.
I think it's too early. I think
it's the cutoff on the age where it's like we know, but
Cooper isn't even going to play 65 games this year.
Fellas, I think he's right behind my shoulder. Oh, I pointed the wrong way.
Is he? How many games is Cooper Flag going to play?
Yeah. It's going to be Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah. So I mean, we have like what 4-ish, 4 to 5-ish players that we think could maybe become a top 25 player of all time if everything goes right.
It's in this echelon. Maybe.
And it's a big maybe.
I think Shai is a big maybe.
We all are like Shai's got the most likely to do it, but it's very possible he never does. He never. It
could be possible. This is the end of his prime. Next year he slows down. It's very
possible. To kind of maybe round it out, but.
Sure.
It's always a top 25 discussion. Is there a point where like there are so many good players that eventually the discussion has to be top 30? Like top 25 no longer suffices? Or do you think you will always be able to
damn good take, Show?
Here, you got it, Kane. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the top 10 conversation has grown for sure because there's been more firmly planting in the ground. It used to be when there was less there, you could talk about and you could mix players, but now it's very firmly no one would ever put LeBron James or Michael Jordan out. So that's like 2 of the top 10 we don't need to talk about ever, right? Who would ever put Kareem out? That's another player we don't need that, So there's certain players that we just don't need to have the conversation about because it's so fucking obvious and it's just there all the time. So yeah, that list does get further and bigger because it is like, well, this is more interesting actually because Steve Nash could, where would this player go? But yeah, it'll always be kicking out. And also it'll, a lot of these players are like at this bottom tier 5, right? Like, I don't know, in like 40 years from now.
In 10 years.
In 10 years, even 10, 20, I'm just enough time where it's like, yeah, having one championship and even an MVP is not enough to be a top 25 player of all time. That's just not enough. Just one of each isn't enough.
It's a moving scale. It just is.
I think we really messed up, fellas. We left Moses Malone out.
I think there's a side of it that I want to talk about.
We fucked that part up. And
he's a 3-time MVP. That's
3 times.
But that's my conversation that I want to have about this too. It's not just that the top 25 has to expand. It's that sometimes just like even the best player, like they just kind of get forgotten about. At some point, the reason we still all know about and talk about Jerry West isn't because he was a great player. is because he was very deep within the Lakers and was on TV a lot, and he's the logo. So it's like,
Look, yeah, we remember Jokic and Giannis, but we're probably not going to remember Harden like that because he never won.
probably
it.
not.
I'll remember Harden like that.
No, but it's like it's
I'll
true.
remember Harden,
Like,
James
I'll
Harden like
remember
that.
Harden like I wanted to put him in this list, but I know you guys would hate me for it.
or I'll even throw you this: the most likely player to be like that just gets forgotten down the line. Probably Tatum, unless they get another ring. I mean, it's just like, he's the 18th Celtic champion. Okay,
I would put
like,
Harden on that list of best players to never win a championship as well.
and that's the list that gets forgotten or fastest.
That is a list I guess they've forgotten the fastest.
Yeah, like Barkley's not.
That's what you were saying. Like basically all these players have a ring.
Yeah, because you have to.
Like AI and Isaiah, right?
The only exceptions to that is like AI, kind of Carmelo, but he's on
Isaiah
TV.
Thomas he won a ring, right? Or
Two. Yeah,
two.
He got two in a row. Yeah,
2 in a row. That's right.
Isaiah Thomas is also he's also
another forgotten players in history.
He is like a forgotten
because
player
Michael
in
Jordan
history.
doesn't like him. He just kind of got
that
kicked
is
out of
weird.
line.
He wasn't on USA Basketball.
Also, it's because he's kind of a wiener.
Yeah, he also he kind of fucked up his friendship with Magic Johnson.
Isaiah Thomas
is
is
a little fucker, and he cries.
He's kind of a shithead.
Loser
But also, Isaiah Thomas is one of the most efficient, low turnover rate, high assist rate players of all time.
But I could see a play like David Robinson, AI, Kevin Garnett, just sort of getting pushed out as time goes on. You know,
it's funny that Jeff Teague will likely be remembered longer than like.
Oh, Jeff Teague is going to be one of the most famous basketball players of all time. He's going to be president at some point.
He's going to be president. Jeff Teague is going to be remembered longer than Dirk. How about that take?
Jeff Teague, one of the 10 most famous basketball players of all time.
Isn't that sad? But it's like also, but there's some other players in here too where like you didn't mention him. You have him listed as a just missed it, but like Havlicek, like you didn't watch him. It doesn't matter. The only reason we're including him is because like you have to. I went back and watched his games. He's awesome. But it's like, bro, why would you know who Havlicek is?
Havlicek stole the ball. Havlicek stole the ball.
Dude, and he did.
That's it.
His tricky left-handed dribble.
He can go left and then right. Yeah, bro.
My God, he's a witch. Burn him at the stake.
I like our tier list, and I think our pyramid could stand up.
Good. Tier 2 is a little schizo.
Tier 2 is schizo, but it's right. Tim Duncan belongs in tier 1, but that's okay.
I feel like tier 3 is the most offensive tier. Like tier 3 is like the disrespect.
Right, though, because
it's correct, but it's disrespectful.
I know, because we're saying it's like they're not quite that good.
Right, not good enough for 2, but not bad enough in 4. But there's good players in 4 still.
Shaq and the Celtics.
I am okay with putting Shaq in tier 3 and moving the rest of them up to tier 2. Thoughts?
I can't. I like the tier 3. I think the tier 3 is perfect.
I think the tier 3 is perfect.
I think tier 3 is weirdly perfect.
I think Will goes in there.
I think tier 1, tier 2,
I'd be okay with
Will
being in tier 3 too.
I think Will should
be in tier 3.
To be honest.
I'd be okay with that too, quite frankly.
Dude,
but
Wilt
we've made
is a
our
tier
bed.
2 guy, man. Come on.
Wilt is a magical, mythical man, and he ruined a lot of teams.
Final thing on the way out. One player moves up or down or tier who, on this list, pick one player that moves up or down and why.
I think
Michael Jordan goes up into a true tier 0 because
and then I want LeBron James in the tier 0 too.
Yeah.
So tier 1 is empty.
Yeah, tier 1 is empty. But doesn't it make sense? Kind of like, you know what I mean? Like it's a joke, but it's not.
My only debate would be potentially putting Kareem in that tier 1. I don't know why. I just feel like he's right.
He's earned it.
He used to be talked about as like the guy. Like there were people that would debate Kareem was better than Jordan quite a bit.
I know.
So
but
he's
before LeBron,
guy.
before like I want to say like what 2017ish, 2016. Everyone said it was Michael then Kareem.
Or
like
Kareem.
It wasn't LeBron was obviously that.
No.
Over the last decade, it's become LeBron is that. But
LeBron got his last title.
I think we got it right. Let's move Tim Duncan up to tier 1, and that's it, guys. Thanks for watching the NBPS podcast. Tim Duncan, a tier 1 player. Thank you, show. You kind of did it. He's kind of in the middle. He's a tier 1.5 player. That's where I would have Tim Duncan. 1.5, honestly.
Can you just delete Giannis? Don't put it in.
Yeah, and then delete Giannis.
Just
put the Calci. Put his
There's some
Calci.
weird Giannis hate going on here.
No.
that works too. I don't know who that.
And also,
That was
Karl
Jokic.
Malone
Oh
that was
God.
Jokic.
raped- Yeah, hold on. What's
How
going on?
many of these guys are?
No,
bad
that's okay.
dudes?
That works. That's fine.
Oh, that's a different podcast, but probably most of them.
How many of them are bad guys? Steph Curry's a good guy. He made GOAT.
I would say 30% of these guys are bad guys.
Oh, yeah. I
What
forgot he
tier
made
do you
Go,
think it's
yeah.
acceptable to be a bad guy? And why is it
two?
Apparently tier 3.
And why is it
That's
tier
the
3?
cutoff.
Apparently it's tier 3.
Very obviously tier
I mean,
3.
That's where the cutoff is.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks for watching, guys.
I hope
Don't
you're
be
not
on tier 3.
Also, hey, pat yourself on the back, boys. We didn't put Karl Malone on here. I'm proud of us.
We did it. We did
Good
it. And I
job,
wouldn't. He didn't
everyone.
win shit.
Just don't look at my list where I have Karl Malone on it.
Not only did he not win shit, he went to a different team that was good to go win something and he didn't. What a dumb idiot. Just like if KD was bad.
Hey, he's a real bucko.
He's a bucko.
Good call. Good job, Dakota. The good
Yes.
bucko reference.
Dakota, you get us out of here. You
Get us
excellent.
out of here, you bucko.
Thanks. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you. Good
Thanks,
job,
bud.
man.
Awesome.